Apollo 13 is first of all, Apollo 13 is a Hall of Fame all-time movie.
Oh, absolutely,
sure.
yes.
It just works. I mean, the cast, the movie gods came down and kissed that with James Horner's music and of course Tom and Gary Sinise and Kevin Bacon and Bill Paxton and Ed Harris and Kathleen Quinlan. I mean,
No, it was major.
that was and I was real proud of that. I was real proud of being a part of. I was a big fan of the space program, and certainly when Ron was circling that project, right away it was right in my wheelhouse. I was just the right age, and I looked right. I looked like one of those NASA guys,
Yep.
and Ron wanted me in the movie. And I read the script, and then he called me and he goes, "Well, listen, what do you think? You read it. What do you think you'd be right for?" Mm-hmm. Well, I know I wasn't going to play Jim Lovell. That was already hired out to Tom Hanks. But I looked, I knew, and I said, I want to be the Ecom White guy. Because at the time they didn't have any names. It was just Ecom White. And Ron goes, "Okay, you'd be good in that." Ron also thought I might be good as the guy that puts together the
all the stuff so that the thing will work.
The scrubber.
Thing.
The scrubber, the carbon dioxide scrubber. And okay, that's okay. But I wanted to be the Ecom White guy for one simple reason. I've been around my brother my whole life, and I've seen him direct. He started directing me when I was 11 years old, and I just know the way he works. And as a professional, he shoots a lot, and I certainly wanted to get a part that was in a pivotal part of the movie, because there's a really good chance that if you're not in the pivotal part of the movie, you may get cut out or cut way down. And I knew that, and the character ended up being Cy Liebergott, was the guy that I played, he was right there. It was his station that was watching the oxygen tanks of the command module and the service module. And when those oxygen tanks blew up and Jim Lovell said, "Houston, we've had a problem,"
Right.
all eyes turned to Cy Liebergott. "Cy, what's going on?" So I knew they couldn't cut that. They couldn't cut that. So I took that as an opportunity to get some extra screen time. But it ended up being a great role.
Oh.
And it was just about Apollo 13 for a second.
Oh, go for it.
The beautiful thing about that movie is the NASA guys had been approached to do space movies, and they all felt like they came up way short. They were silly, it was melodrama, it was kind of BS.
Right.
And when the NASA guys got wind of the approach that Ron was taking and Tom was taking and the writers were taking, and then they brought in a guy named John Sayles to do a ghost rewrite of the script, and he made it special.
So much for Ghost.
Yeah, well, yeah. You know what? He didn't want credit. John Sayles, Secaucus 7, renowned independent thinker and writer and filmmaker, didn't care. He didn't lobby to get screen credit, and he could have. And so, anyway, when those guys, the NASA guys, got wind of the approach that Ron was going to take, they bought in. And we had like a 2-week NASA boot camp that all the actors attended, and we were briefed on what they did, how they did it, and I think the actors picked up on the how they did it and what they said. That's okay, but it was the way, it was the approach, it was the attitude.
Right.
And like the guy, I met Cy Liebergott, became friends with him, and he was so candid with me. He could not wait till his shift was over. It was so nerve-wracking for him to do his job. He was not a cowboy. He was not a hero. He couldn't wait to go home. Now, there were guys that ended up staying for a week at Houston at Mission Control, just because they didn't really, they slept on cots and they stayed there. And these were men that, and I hate to say they were men, but that's what they were at the time. NASA did not hire women. These men solved problems the old-fashioned way, with slide rules and chalkboards.